Okay, it is time for the judging of the Irons Junior High Minecraft Build Challenge. So I'm going to preface this. At my old school, I had this challenge. I wanted the kids to build the school, and it could not be done. Junior high children, 12, 13-year-olds, goofing off, being immature. We're just playing Minecraft, so they can look at it as a free day. They don't take it seriously. Fighting with each other. I mean, in the game, fighting with each other. Just running around, killing each other. If you put them in creative, somebody's going to run around with TNT and blow stuff up and blah, blah, blah. As a teacher, it could become a literal nightmare. And at my old school, it absolutely did. And then I was like, okay, we're not doing that. So I took them all off the project and I gave up on it. I built my old school myself, which there's other videos of me in my HMS school, and that was made by me. Well, now I'm at a new school, and the kids are definitely more mature than my previous school. Or there's more children who are at a higher level. As far as STAR testing and academics go, you can definitely tell the difference in the neighborhoods. So the kids at Irons are at a higher level and are much better than the kids at HMS. Demographically, I'm sure that's the reason. So I was like, you know what, let me try this again, because it is a new school, so instead of me making Irons myself, I wanted to see if the kids could do it. So I was like, alright, let me give it a run, and let me see what we get. So I've already gone into each world, and I've zoomed out. In an effort to make this video as short as possible. Because I don't want to spend forever talking and talking and talking. I really just want to, focus in on it. So, right off the bat, first period, the school is incomplete. Instead of going in there and looking at what it is, because I've already done that. Like, I've looked at them all myself. I don't want to go through the whole video, flying in through each period and blah, 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 blah. I've already looked at them in class, and I just like, okay, I know who it's coming down to. So I really just want to focus on the class periods that did do what they were supposed to do. So here's the breakdown. First period, you did not win. Now, to some extent, first period, I would say you were at a disadvantage because you have less people than any of the other periods. However, fourth period, the students that made the school in fourth period were the same number of students that were working in first period. So first period had more students working together because of the number of students in the class, but it was the same number as fourth period's final group that did do this. There was like one or two jokers in first period that were goofing off. If they were helping, I suppose you could have gotten more done, but right off the bat, if you look at it, you can see there's no roof on this cafeteria area. It's generally not done. It's incomplete. So, first period, you did not win. Second period, also zooming out, you can see only half, this half of the school is done. This part is not complete. Okay, but I'm going to go in the second period because the level of detail in second period is absolutely phenomenal. And so in my first fly around myself, I was like, wow. Even though they didn't win, because it's not completed, the level of detail and the work that is done here cannot be disregarded. Okay, it is phenomenal. Okay, so right off the bat, this is the entrance to Irons Junior High. Absolutely, 100%. They even got the Gerald D. Irons Junior High School. It's fantastic. So, second period wins on detail. Okay, like, this is phenomenal. Okay, oof, that was beyond loud. Hold on, let me bring that down a minute. We would not need it that loud. Um, Phenomenal, 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 phenomenal. Okay. Second period, in a lot of ways, I want to say you have the best school. Okay, the details in here are just so great that it cannot be denied. Okay. However, it's not done. Okay. So down to the floors in the hallways. I don't know what this is supposed to be. I guess that was the start of an elevator. I don't know. But you see, up into water I go. So classrooms are not done. It's not finished. Okay. But as could be said with anything, if I gave you more time, I know you would finish. Okay. But the goal was to get the school done in 1 week. Okay. And while your school is definitely the best as far as details, and you have the pillars here in the cafeteria, you have people on stage actually doing stage stuff. You have the bathrooms are very well done. The details of second period cannot be touched. Okay. Okay, my classroom's not done now, so you lose points for that. I'm joking. It's not done. It's not completed. Okay. But I see that, you were almost there. Okay. Now, there's still kids that were doing whatever that was, right? So if everybody in the class, was working diligently on getting this done, right? Perhaps you would have won. But I would say that second period, you definitely get the attention to detail reward. The details in this school are far beyond any of the other ones. Okay, so as far as making it look the most like Irons Junior High, you win. Okay, but it's not completed. So that's the problem when you're doing things like this. Okay, is you don't want to spend too much time on the details and not get the full thing done completed. So going to fourth period, okay. Fourth period, I actually thought was a hot mess from the get-go, because the first 2 days that I had given the project to them, they couldn't get it together. There was fighting. There was, goofing off and yelling, and oh my God, I was ready. I was like, oh God, I'm gonna be ending this project real quick with these guys because they are not doing it. Then they broke into their own groups and said, we're now, specific kids were like, we're not working with these other kids, and then they made their own world. Now even in their own world, I see whatever this is, right? So. It seems to me like even somebody in their own world was still messing around and doing, I don't know what this is. Okay. But that being said, right off the get-go, when I back up, there's Irons Junior High. It's done. It's complete. The whole school is finished. Okay. They have the front of the school, the side of the school, the back of the school. They got the bus ramp. They got the fields. Okay, the tennis courts, everything is completed. Everything is done. Okay, this is the delivery area for the cafeteria. Everything. Okay, they have what looks like a side entrance, which is, the delivery area for the cafeteria. Okay, so The only different, second period has a better entrance, has better details. Okay, second period looks more like the front of irons than fourth period, but the quality, uh, the goal was to accomplish the whole school, and fourth period did that. So fourth period beats second period because even though their details are not as good, okay, the school is more completed. Okay, going around real quick, the upstairs is done. Now are all the classrooms done? Not exactly. Do they have locker rooms like the other one did? No, they don't. Okay, or lockers, not locker rooms, right? There should be lockers out here. But here's the point. All of those things can be added to this now. It's like, okay, well, it's almost done, right? All the details aren't there, but the layout of the school is, and it's pretty accurate. Okay, now for second periods, more accurate, I will say. Their level of detail is definitely higher, but as far as who did it, who finished the school, right? Fourth period finished the school. This is a completed, finished school. Okay, I can now use this to create lessons like my plan is. Okay, coding lessons and other lessons for next semester. All the, goes into the locker room. Not labeled, but it is the locker room. Another way to the locker room, right? I guess that's my classroom. Another classroom. I suppose those are the bathrooms, right? This is Irons Junior High. It's done. It's complete. Which is why I say, hey, second period, your details are better. Okay. Yes. The details of second period are definitely better, but the school is not done because this other side's not done on second period. So that's your first lesson, right? In the future, if you're ever working on a project, having the bare bones of the project completed. So what I would have done if my goal was, okay, have the school done by the end of the week, my first attack on that would have been to do the full outline and layout of the school. So the full perimeter of the outside would have been done first, right? I would have gotten the school map and I would have laid everything out, no decorations, no American flag, but second period, I know they started from the beginning. That's why their front entrance was, as phenomenal. They spent a lot of time on all those little details. Okay, but you should have first just laid out the basics, gotten everything done, and then gone in and had everybody do. Like you could have said, okay, each kid focus on this and focus on that. But you're junior high kids, so you don't understand planning. This is your first, run at a full plan. Okay, so this is living and learning. Okay, you do the details last, right? So look at the entrance to second period, look at the entrance to fourth period. Yes, more time on detail was spent in second period, but fourth period's full school is done while second period's is not. So if I gave them each another week, right, fourth period could increase their details and second period could finish the school. Right? And then would their details be on the same level? Probably. That's why it's a competition. Who can do the best in a 1 week period? For that, I got to give it to fourth. Okay. So now we go to fifth. Okay. Fifth, I'm going to go in there. Fourth period wins overall. I'm just going to say it outright. Fourth period completed the school. It is done. All, 100% ready to roll. That was the goal. That was the scope and sequence of the project. So they succeeded. Fourth period wins overall. Second period wins the details. The details in second period are far superior than any of them others. But fifth period has the most creativity. Okay, so fifth period, it's not exactly irons because this is not how the school's laid out, but they have like this cool um, underwater river thing. Okay, this is pretty cool and creative, and I'm sure there's a lot going on here. Okay, and when I go back to class, I'm gonna let the kids show me what's going on here. They can showcase it to me. But this is not this is not what's in irons. Okay, so there's no underwater river in irons going throughout the school. That's cool, definitely creative. Okay, but the school doesn't look like this. Okay, um, so what I would say is fifth period, you get the creativity award, right? So fourth period wins the competition as it was. Second period gets the details award because their details are phenomenal. Okay. Um, if second period had finished their build, if they had finished, they would have beaten everybody. Okay. Now this is cool. They actually put the students in, and this is like a cool little detail. This creative, very creative that they put the kids in there, and they did all of this. This is a lot of work. Okay, and that's why I don't want to discourage this level of work and say, oh, you didn't win, like just outright saying you lost, right? Fourth period wins, you lose, right? Honestly, like if I was the most convenient winner for me would be second period because then I can just go get donuts. It's easier for me to go get donuts than order pizza. Ordering pizza takes, coordination to get the pizza in the classroom at the right time and all of that stuff. So for me as a teacher, if I was just going to pick a winner, I would pick second period because then I could just go get donuts in the morning and bring them to school, and as soon as they come in, they're ready to go, and it's easy peasy, and but that's not fair. Okay, uh, I have to look at this objectively, and I also don't want to like, oh, you're doing favorites. Okay, there's a lot of kids that I really like. Okay, but I'm very impressed with all of these projects. Okay, I'm it's actually very difficult for me to sit here and say, oh, fourth period wins overall, right? Because I don't want to discourage the kids in second period and say, oh, no, sorry, you didn't do a good job. No, you did a great job. If I was a manager and I was choosing, teams to create a game or something, honestly, I would have given it to all the kids, and then I would take the kids in fifth period, fourth period, and second period who did these builds, and I would put them together on a team. Because when you take the details, the completion, and the creativity, and you put them together, and you really plan it out, okay, if we did that, we could make such amazing stuff, okay, and that's how a great team would be put together to begin with, okay. But for what this project was and what this competition was, hold on, I'm about to sneeze. Excuse me. So for what this project was and what the scope and sequence was and what I set it to be, creating Irons Junior High in 1 week, fourth period completed that goal. Fifth period's school is completed, but it is not as accurate as fourth period's. Second period's is really more accurate than fourth period's to some extent. Now, they don't have the delivery area over here that's, exists. So the layout of the school on fourth period is more accurate than second period. But the details in second period are better than fourth period. But that being said, if I gave any of these groups more time, they could get the job done. Okay, and that's the thing. You can always do more. You can always make it better. But as far as, hey, I'm having a competition, and this is the competition, and the parameters of those competitions, um, fourth period won. Now, seventh period was a hot mess. You guys already know you were a hot mess. Like, just showing this, there's lava messes over here, the failed builds. No, you guys could not get it together, and this is the learning piece. Okay, sixth period had some of that shenanigans going on. There's a lava build over here and an ice build over here, and I'm not going to go into 6 periods. There's also a bunch of rabbits on the thing and broken stuff. Okay, so 6th period has some goofballs that were not doing what they were supposed to be doing, and messing things up. There's a bunch of doors over here. I don't know why. But if I go into 6 periods, it's not the layout of the school. This is not what the front entrance looks like. It doesn't have a giant irons on the front like that. This is what the school looks like over here. Their whole setup is wrong. Okay, so when you go into 6th period, if you look at the layout of their building, that is not how Irons is laid out. Irons looks like this. Irons does not look like this. So what 6th period did was they built a school and called it Irons Junior High, based loosely off the design of Irons Junior High. That was not the goal. You did not build Irons Junior High. You built a school that looks kind of like it, somewhat. But you also had a lot of goofballs not doing. 6th and 7th period, halfway through the week, I had to threaten with ending the project and making them do Pax Pat and do other things, because there was fighting, there was goofing off, there was a lot of shenanigans, and it was getting on my nerves. So I had to threaten them and say, okay, if you're not going to do what the goal is, then you're wasting time, and then we can just do Pax Pat or something for the rest of the week, because obviously you guys can't get it together. 6th period got it better together than 7th period, but they still didn't work to do what these guys did. Okay, so 6th period, the kids that did this, I'll probably reward you with some candy or whatever. But the overall lesson is this, because what we've been working on is career goals, and we've been working on things from the get-go. Since day one, we've been learning team dynamics and learning how to work together as a team. It's very important. See, Irons Junior High is a very successful school because it has a good administration and good teamwork. The teachers who all work there know, they're experienced. They come together. Even I'm quote unquote new to Irons. I'm not new to teaching. But when I came in, the administration gave me an elder teacher who's been working at Irons to show me the ropes and help me out. That's good teamwork. That's, hey, this is how we do things here. So this way, I'm not off doing my own thing. Oh, this is how I've always done it. Well, how you've always done it at other schools is not how we do it here at Irons. So you need to learn the Irons way of doing things. Okay? I need to be a good team player, come into the school and say, okay, I'm going to do things your way so we can work as a team, right? And this is what you're learning as students, right? So 1st period, you had kids that were not doing what they were supposed to be doing. They're not team players, right? It was hard to get the cohesion together. 6th period had that problem. 7th period had that problem. After I threatened 6th and 7th period, 6th period got it better together than 7th period. 7th period then broke into separate teams, and you can see the goofballs were back here playing with lava, and I don't know what they were doing. The one group got it together over here, another group started having some, when I go in, I looked at it, and this right here, this white thing, has actually had a lot of potential, but it would have been better if everybody had gotten together and this was, working together. It never happened. When you don't have good teamwork, you have a hot mess. Okay? And that's what 1st, 6th, and 7th period learned. 4th period learned that lesson the best, because 4th period had the same problems that the other periods had. First, sixth, and seventh had the same problems that fourth period had. Fourth period said, okay, the kids that made this world, so the fourth period world, okay, there's only like 7 or 8 kids that are in this project, because the very first day, first and second day really, there was as much craziness going on as I say was in seventh period. It was such a mess that I was ready to end it for fourth period as well. But they self-managed each other, and the kids came together and they said, okay, we're going to make our own world. So they left the world that I was hosting, made their own world, and worked as a team to create this world. That was the correct answer. Saying, okay, we as a team work well together. These other guys we don't work well with, so they ditched those other guys and made their own project. Fourth period, the entire fourth period is not going to win the pizza party. The entire fourth period is going to go to lunch, and the kids that are responsible for this world are going to win the pizza party, and I'm going to bring pizza just for them. They will have the lunch pizza party, and it's actually that part is convenient because I already have sea lunch with my fourth period, so it'll just be, okay, the pizza's here, everybody else go to lunch, and these kids won the pizza party. They get to sit in the class and have lunch with me for fourth period. I might actually still get donuts for second period, because honestly the level of detail and work that I saw in second period's build is so good that like if I go first place fourth, second place second. And I might still give them the donuts because they did work together as a class, and even they took charge. They created great detail. There were a couple of jokers that were not doing what they were supposed to be doing, but that was like 2, maybe 3 kids. The majority of the kids in the class came together and was working together. So it was a bigger group working together to accomplish the goal. That level of teamwork cannot be denied. So fourth period, just, this is a group of friends that work well together. Second period, still friends, but not. I wouldn't say they're all friends. They're friendly with each other. They probably don't all hang out with each other, right? But in the classroom, they were able to work well together. Fifth period, also more of like one group of people did this, and it's more creative. Like they took more creative liberty than they went off on a creative tangent. So I'm still probably going to reward fifth period because I like what I see here. But for the longest time, I thought fifth period was going to beat second period. Okay, it was neck and neck. Like I was like, oh, I don't know. But because fifth period kind of went off on a creative tangent, which went away from what the project was, they would get third place in this. Fourth period definitely wins because the goal was to create Irons Junior High. And they did do that. And a completed school. This is incomplete. Second periods is incomplete. Fourth periods is complete. So for completing the goal in the time frame that was given and meeting the challenge, fourth period wins. But the details in second period are actually superior than fourth period. So given both of them more time to complete the task, like if I left it open-ended and said, you can go to Christmas, like if I extended the challenge and say, you guys can go to Christmas and show me what you can do by Christmas, I believe that fourth period would bring its details up to compare with second period, and I believe second period would actually do a more complete job than fourth period, because once everything's, because it's not done, it's incomplete. When theirs is finished, it would probably be more of a wow, this is Irons Junior High. So it's really tough, guys, and I want to implore that upon you. It's actually very tough for me to judge right now because, like, I want to give it to second period because the front entrance is wow. wow. Like, I look at that school, I'm just like, wow. But I have to be fair, okay? And for what the project parameters were, you're done. You're incomplete, okay? And so what you're learning from this lesson is complete the project, add the details later. That's what I would say fourth period did. They completed the project and now they can add the details. Like, now they can add the details. You guys were building the details as you went. So yes, you're done with your front, you're done with the main entrance. You're done with the inside, this part here, and as I can see, as you're building things, you're completing them, right? So their second floor doesn't have all the classrooms. They're not well decorated. It's not as detail oriented as yours, right? So if I said, okay, you all have 2 more weeks to do this, I would see that level come up. But to be fair, given the parameters of the project and what I said to do, okay, fourth period wins for the 1 week challenge. Fourth period wins. I'm now and then I'm thinking about it, and I think I probably will extend the project to the Christmas break. I'm gonna see what I have to think about it, because I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna confer with you guys as to what a good prize would be. I don't want to call it a consolation prize. I want to say fourth period wins the competition, the challenge, because that was the challenge. But second period wins the detail prize, and fifth period wins the creativity prize. So I have to give you guys prizes for your details and your creativity. I have to. It's so good that I don't want to discourage any of you. You are all actual winners. Like if I had enough money, because I'm not a rich guy. Okay, I'm not filthy rich. If I had enough money, I would give pizza. I would bring in donuts for second period, pizza for fourth period, and keep that pizza for fifth period, and just say all 3 of you guys get it. And I'd even give some to sixth period, because what they did do was pretty good. Okay, and I'm so very impressed. Like, you guys don't understand. I came from a school where they couldn't even they couldn't get it together to build any part of the school. Seventh period still did better than my old school, because I'm telling you, I gave this project before, and all that happened was fighting. Fighting. There were kids fighting in the game, kids blowing things up, kids not caring. There was no level of building the school. It was a complete mess from the get-go. Like, I gave them 1 class period, and then the very next day I was like, never mind, you're not doing it, so we're just going to move on. And they all whined and complained about it. I was like, you're not doing it, okay? Like, I'm not seeing any level of building, okay? And then they promised that they would do it, and it was a maximum of 10 minutes, okay? I said, okay, I'll give you 1 last chance to show me you can do it. And all of them, the maximum was 10 minutes, okay? Some of them, it was like 2 seconds. As soon as we get into the world, they're fighting again. They're blowing stuff up, and I was like, okay, you're not even trying. So I just canceled it. There was no level. To come to a school now where I can say, do this, and in 1 week actually see kids working diligently on a project to get it all the way to completion, I am applauding. Like, my eyes are tearing. I'm not gonna say I'm crying, but my eyes are tearing. I'm so proud. Like, I'm so happy to be a teacher of students that I can actually give this type of work to, and they work on it. Okay, uh, because it is a level of work. Yes, you're playing in Minecraft, but you're completing something. You're working as a team. The level of detail that I'm seeing in second period, that's people talking to each other. That's real teamwork in getting a goal accomplished. Okay? And at your age level, that's rare, because most kids are going to goof off and fight and play and not do what's supposed to be done. Okay? Even here, these are 3 class periods that accomplished the goal versus 3 class periods that didn't accomplish the goal. Okay? the maturity level in 3 periods is greater than the other 3 periods. To overcome immaturity and treating it like it's just a game and having fun, the temptation to do that as a student is very great. And the fact that I have 3 periods that were able to do it and overcome those challenges, even in 4th period, to say, okay, that's why 4th period ultimately wins, is because since the beginning of the school year, we've been talking about group dynamics, right? To start off where everybody's fighting and then say, okay, these are the people that I work well with, and I'm going to take that, right? And that's actually, like, honestly, I would say 4th and 2nd period tie in that, because 2nd period really learned how to work together as a class period. Okay, minus a couple of jokers who weren't doing it. Okay, versus 4th period, who was just like, okay, we're breaking away from everybody else and we're going to do it ourselves, right? Both of which exist in the real world. Um, you know, I've worked at several different schools. Teamwork makes the dream work is a real saying, but it's truth. And at Irons, I've seen the best level of teamwork, which is why it's a phenomenal school. And now you students are learning that this is the importance of good teamwork and accomplishing a goal like this. I am so proud of all of you. Okay, we're heading into a 40-minute video, so I'm gonna end it here. But let me tell you, I am so proud of the students who accomplished this goal. I'm amazed. Okay, I am truly, truly amazed. To come from an area, to come from a school where this wasn't even a possibility, to now having 3 periods that did phenomenal work on such different levels, that I'm just like, wow, now I have to give prizes to these kids. How could I not? Okay, and then even the whole argument of, oh, well, they didn't win, you shouldn't give them a prize because forget consolation or participation grades. No, like I said, first period, the challenge was to complete the school, and you did that. You figured out who you worked well with, the group dynamics. You broke away from the toxic people that weren't being helpful, and you got it together, and you did it. In a 1 week time frame, you overcame those challenges, and this is Irons Junior High. This is the school. This is what it looks like. This is the layout. Phenomenal job. Everything is done and complete. You got the bus ramp, you got the fields, you got the gyms, you got all the classrooms. Good job. Done. Second period, your details are phenomenal. Okay, you're not 100% on the layout, because like the loading area and all this stuff is covered up, and it's I could see that. But here's the thing, you guys, no student has access to that information, right? So you did the best that you could with what you knew. Okay, your details are far superior to 4th periods. Okay, and that's why I say the detail award, you guys win. If I give you guys more time, your school would probably be better than 4th period. But if I gave 4th period more time, they would probably equal you. So right here, I have these two that it's too hard to say definitively, oh, you didn't, you lost. Okay, no. 4th period, you won because you did what the project and the challenge parameters were set in that 1 week period. 2nd period, you fell short of the time frame, but you also learned to work together as a group. You also had better details and in a superior school. So it's almost a tie. But if I had to pick a winner, it would be 4th period, because their school is more completed versus yours that's missing walls and is not done. It's not done. Okay, and it needs more work. You could always give more work to something, but 4th period, I could take this school and start building coding lessons without having to build the school. I can now use this. The reason why I had you do this challenge is that way next semester I can create lessons inside of the school. I can do that right now with fourth period. Second period, I would need to finish the school first and then do it, right? The quality would be better at the end, but the goal was 1 week. So that's why fourth period just, it's like two horses and it's a photo finish, like Lightning McQueen sticking his tongue out and the three cars that cross the finish line. It's like, you were right there, man. You were right there. As second period would be Lightning McQueen. You were right there, but you should have changed your tires. And it's making me tear, man. It really is, because it's so joyful to even be able to have such a close comparison. Like, wow. That I have 3 schools now that I'm like, wow. And then I don't want to discourage fifth period, okay? Your creativity, the cool thing, the underwater river and the things that you added is very good. The completed buses, I was like, wow. It's really, really good, guys. And it's very hard to judge because I don't want to hurt feelings and say, oh, no, you didn't do a good job. Okay? All 3 periods did a fabulous job. The work that was created, that was done, and the project that was created is phenomenal. It's very hard to choose, so that's why I say creativity award, detail award, first place. Like, I have to give first place to somebody. Fourth period did it, so I'm going to give it to them. And I'm going to leave it with that. You did a great job. I'm so proud of you. Have a very happy Thanksgiving. And when we come back, I'm going to have this conversation in class with you. For those of you who didn't subscribe to my YouTube channel, and we're gonna we're gonna figure that out, because I'm so proud. Like, I'm just sitting here. Like, I don't even want to end the video because I don't think I've expressed how proud I am. Okay, it's so good. You give you guys a round of applause. I'm probably going to extend this project now to Christmas, because you guys have done such a good job. I'm going to figure out exactly how I want to do that, because we do have the CTE curriculum coming that I have to give you guys. We have to move on. I can't just make class about Minecraft. 1 week is about as much as I can put on that. But we're going to figure something out. We're going to figure something out because I'm proud of you. Have a happy Thanksgiving. I'm beaming with joy right now. You've made me a very proud teacher. You made me very happy to be at Irons. I am happy to be your teacher. Thank you for being so phenomenal. And just enjoy your break. And I can't wait to come back and just applaud you and praise you in person. Fourth period, for those of you watching, definitely you get the pizza party. The details of that we'll discuss when I come back. Second period, I might still give you a donut, give you some donuts for this, what you've done. And then fifth period, I gotta figure out what I want to do with you guys. I don't know yet. I know fourth period gets the pizza party, but we'll talk about what we're gonna do after that. Because I'm so proud of you guys. I'm just so proud. If I could say anything for Thanksgiving, I would say I am thankful for the students that I have, because you guys impress me. Happy Thanksgiving.